footage has emerged proving WNBA referees definitely have an agenda against Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever.
Hey, just like that, Cathy Engelbert, the WNBA, the team owners, the Players Association, in the split of an instance, all of it can change. In a split instance, all of it can change. If this injury does anything, it should be a wake-up call to the WNBA, the Players Association, the team owners, that just like that, all this fanfare, all this interest, all this newfound attention on the league can disappear.
Big news is shaking up the WNBA, and it's causing quite a buzz. Rumor has it that Commissioner Cathy Engelbert is out. Nothing's official yet, but after a string of questionable referee calls sparked major backlash, whispers are spreading. Fast, fans are upset, players are speaking out, and the league seems to be scrambling to manage the fallout. But here's the twist. Insiders say a replacement may already be lined up, and it's a name nobody expected. Word is the WNBA could be bringing in a true basketball legend, someone with championship rings, Hall of Fame status, and a lifelong love for the game. If this turns out to be true, it could be a game-changer for the league. Stay tuned. We'll break down the controversy, the fallout, and reveal who might be stepping up to lead the WNBA into a bold new chapter. Trust me, this could change everything.
Now, really didn't feel like making this video because what I just witnessed displayed on CBS was horrendous. These WNBA referees need to be fined. Something needs to happen. I mean, the lack of calls against the New York Liberties was at an all-time high, bro. I mean, if this was an NBA game, a lot of players would have been fouled out. A lot of players would have been in deep foul trouble. The way Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever was getting fouled, it was just hard to watch at times. Now, granted, they rallied back from a 15-1 lead. From a 15-point deficit. But, guys, I'm telling you right now, the referees are the storyline in this one, bro. And I told y'all, I stressed to y'all this offseason, I told y'all what it was. I say, if Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever be successful, the referees is going to try to derail it. And that's exactly what happened in this game, bro. They derailed them from beating the New York Liberty.
Let's take a step back to that game between the Indiana Fever and the New York Liberty. The arena was packed, the atmosphere electric, and Caitlin Clark was going head-to-head with the reigning champs. Everything was set for a memorable showdown. High stakes, national TV, and star power. But instead of a great game, fans got something else. A contest marred by poor officiating. From the very beginning, things felt off. Caitlin Clark was getting hit nearly every time she touched the ball, yet no calls were made. Then Lexi Hull was called for a foul that clearly didn't happen. Calls like that make you wonder if the referees were even watching the same game as everyone else.
Always dumbfounded by how many times they call fouls on screeners and how many illegal screens are set in the WNBA.
Two Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham were visibly frustrated. Right after the final buzzer, they went straight to the referee, hoping for some answers. But he simply turned away and walked off without a word. You could feel the tension in the air. This wasn't just a tough loss, it felt like a real turning point. Now take a look at the numbers. The Liberty shot 32 free throws. The Fever? Only 15. That's more than double, in a game decided by just a few points.
Screening action down low. Clark has to get open. 1 second left.
Foul, right there, boom.
Clark doesn't get the shot off. Cloud locks her up, and New York comes into Indianapolis and takes the checkered flag.
Now, look, Natasha Cloud, and I made a video yesterday. I told y'all Natasha Cloud could possibly be the reason. I hope not, but she could possibly be the reason.
In the game, the Fever ran a screen down low to free up Clark. With just 1 second left, there was obvious contact. No whistle. Clark couldn't get her shot off. Natasha Cloud had her locked down, and just like that, New York left Indianapolis with the win. Now here's the thing. I mentioned this in a video yesterday. Natasha Cloud might be the toughest defender Caitlin Clark faces this season. I hoped it wouldn't be true, but now it's starting to look that way.
There could be an NBA referee scout at any high school game, and I know that that was something that was going viral on Twitter when we are talking about the referee.
This isn't about one bad call, it's a clear pattern. The numbers back it up. Early in the season, the Fever were behind by 31 free throws. That's not just unlucky, it's a huge warning sign. Caitlin Clark has been taking way more hits than any rookie should. Remember when Kennedy Carter slammed into her off the ball, more like a football tackle than basketball? The refs only called it a common foul. No flagrant, no technical, nothing. This isn't just a missed call. It's a serious issue for player safety.
Being a Fever star, rookie Caitlin Clark was subject to several intentional fouls. Now, they also brought up Game 5 of the WNBA Finals. We actually made a whole video about that as well because there were some suspect calls at the end of that game, and a lot of people felt like the WNBA Finals were actually rigged because Kathy Engelbert was also wearing a dress that had the New York City skyline on it, so there was just a bunch of things that seemed...
After the backlash, the league announced the referees from the Liberty Fever game were suspended. At first it seemed like real accountability, a rare move. But behind the scenes, things weren't so simple. Multiple reports say Commissioner Kathy Engelbert didn't make that call herself. In fact, right after the suspensions became public, she was quietly asked to step down. This wasn't just about bad officiating, it was a bigger political shakeup. Frustrated owners and league executives, fed up with months of silence from the top, decided it was time to act. When Caitlin Clark, the league's most high-profile rookie in years, started speaking out, it pushed the situation to a breaking point. Some say Engelbert was unfairly pushed out. Others say she had already lost the trust of players and teams. Either way, she was gone, and the WNBA went into full damage control. But this tension didn't just appear last week. It goes back to last season. The Liberty won the WNBA title, a strong team with a well-earned victory. But then Engelbert walked onto the court to present the trophy wearing a blue and black dress, the Liberty's colors. For many, it was a small but telling moment that raised a lot of questions across the league. Watching at home were stunned. Was the commissioner really wearing Liberty colors on purpose? No one knows for sure, but the optics didn't look good. For many, it confirmed a growing feeling. The league was playing favorites. Since then, every questionable call going the Liberty's way only added fuel to the fire. After the Fever game, that frustration boiled over. The WNBA tried to calm things, down by suspending the refs, but it backfired. Instead of building trust, it raised more questions. Fans wondered, why now? Why only after the backlash? Why only after the clips went viral? It felt like the league wasn't leading, it was reacting, and that's dangerous for any league. Meanwhile, the Fever are working hard. Fans are packing the stands, and the media is finally paying attention. But at the top, it seemed like no one was in control. And that's the real issue. The league is growing faster than it's evolving, and the cracks are showing. Would any of this be happening without Caitlin Clark? Probably not. She's not just a rookie. She's a ratings magnet, a marketing powerhouse, and a big reason arenas are full and TV numbers are up. But with that spotlight comes pressure. When Clark gets hit and there's no call, it's not just a missed foul. It becomes national news. Every no call turns into a headline. That's what happens when your league steps into the spotlight. The scrutiny gets sharper, the stakes get higher, and protecting your stars is no longer optional. It's not just important, it's absolutely necessary. And that leads us to the media mess. In a recent interview, Kathy Engelbert was asked about the hateful behavior Caitlin Clark faces online: racism, sexism, and homophobia. Instead of addressing it head-on, she shifted to marketing. She called it a bird magic moment and said that even hateful rivalries showed the league was getting attention. She suggested being talked about was a good thing. The response was swift and harsh. Terry Jackson, the WNBPA executive director, didn't hold back. She said clearly, "There is no place in sports, or anywhere, for racist or sexist attacks. Period." Players, like Breanna Stewart, Kelsey Plum, and Alysha Clark spoke up too. They said Engelbert missed a crucial chance to stand up for the league's values and instead protected the brand. So here we are. The WNBA is finally in the national spotlight. Games are selling out. Media coverage is booming and viewership is soaring. But while things look bright on the surface, the foundation is cracking. The officiating? Broken? The leadership? In need of a reboot and trust? Let's be honest, it's barely holding on. Players are speaking out, coaches are losing faith, and fans want answers. The league can't stay quiet any longer. Then came that tough game against the Liberty, the one where Caitlin Clark was bumped, shoved, and hit every time she touched the ball. No calls, no protection. Just more punishment, game after game. After the game, Clark told the team her leg didn't feel right. They got her checked out, and the MRI confirmed it. A quad strain. This isn't the same injury from preseason, it's something new. Coach Stephanie White made it clear they're going to be very careful with her. They know how important she is, not just to the Fever, but to the entire league. Clark has been playing through pain since training camp. She even missed her first preseason game because of tightness, but now it's serious enough that she's expected to miss up to 4 games. And don't forget what she's been doing on the court, averaging 19 points, 6 rebounds, and over 9 assists per game. She's the heart of the Fever's offense. Without her, everything changes. This isn't just a setback for Indiana. It's a big deal for the whole WNBA. When Caitlin's out, the energy drops, and the spotlight dims. You can feel it. So now the big questions. Can the Fever keep competing? Without her, who will step up? And can the league keep its momentum without its biggest star? Hopefully, Caitlin will be back soon, healthy and ready. Until then, the WNBA just got a lot more unpredictable. All right, now let's get back to where we left off. Now there's one name buzzing behind the scenes, the one lighting up texts, group chats, and front office whispers all across the league. Who's ready to step up and clean up this mess? Who's got the guts, the clout, and the vision to lead the WNBA out of chaos and back into the spotlight for all the right reasons? Sources say the league isn't just hunting for a replacement. They're planning a power move. They want a true game changer. Someone who doesn't just know basketball, but lives it. Someone who commands respect the moment they walk in the room. Larry Bird. Yes, you read that right. Larry Bird. The Indiana legend, NBA Hall of Famer. The man with ice in his veins and a basketball IQ that changed the game. He's more than a former player. He's a cultural icon. A straight shooter who built championship teams with the Pacers and knows what real leadership looks like on and off the court. If this rumor is true, the WNBA isn't just patching a PR problem. They're rewriting the whole story. This isn't about damage control. It's about a fresh start with a face fans already know and trust, because, let's be honest, nothing says "we mean business" like putting Larry Bird in charge of turning things around. Imagine that, Larry Bird as commissioner? Yeah, that takes a second to sink in. But this isn't some PR stunt. This is Larry freaking Bird, a guy who's done it all. MVPs, championships, built teams, led franchises, and earned respect from every corner of the basketball world.